Welcome to Trope RPG, a show where chaotic comedians roleplay through your favorite movie genres. This season, we've been inspired by films like Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility to play through a classic period romance. It's the early 1800s, and the four Southerly siblings have all just turned 21 and are unwed. How embarrassing. Time is running out for them to find a match. Luckily, London is full of eligible suitors. Our siblings are Mark Bonanno.
No, I've never noticed that your eyes are that brown.
Mel O'Brien.
I'm not wearing a gusset.
Sam Andrew.
And sometimes I like to do poor people things to keep my mind busy.
And Tom Burton.
P.S. I'm crazy for you, baby.
And I'm Matthew Jackson, your game director, and this is Trope RPG, Siblings and Suitors.
Well, how do you do?
Bravo! Very nice. Very nice.
How are we feeling for a little bit of a romp through 1800s London in high society? Sorry, I've got to stop. I'm like losing myself.
I've just realised I'm sitting in a tight corseted shirt for the next few hours, but I'm good.
Okay.
My ponytail is high and my spirits are high.
I feel like that may align you to the characters.
Yeah, I agree. My posture's brilliant.
And it's also like the horrid amount of time these people would have had to spend in this restrictive clothing.
Yeah, this is true. I'm a method actor.
Wow.
I think this is going to be a very interesting one, considering usually there are sort of guns and explosions and deaths, but this is more about elegance.
Yes. And wit and words.
And
Wit
words.
and words.
And trying to get laid, I believe.
Absolutely.
That's great.
How are we feeling? Our first role play.
I'm good. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm ready to royally fuck it up.
I feel like that means we can see something exceptionally special.
In a great way. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I have to be honest, on the drive here, I did a BuzzFeed crash course on the 1800s. And that's beautiful.
What did you learn?
So I've got some buzzwords, shillings.
BuzzFeed still exists.
Yeah.
Not shillings.
Horse and cart, book. I'm well equipped. I'm ready.
How do you like book?
I love books.
I'll buy that book.
What is your favourite horse and
I actually, my favourite horse and cart is the one with the brown horse. Hit about the 1800s.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like by watching that, you will now know more than all of us.
100%.
I was going to say also, I'm not super engaged with, I would say, this as a genre and as a world. Like, I've not seen a single episode of Bridgerton. I've seen Pride and Prejudice once.
Yep.
Well,
So
you know what's great is that the people of the time had never seen Bridgerton or Pride.
And that's beautiful.
that's so fucking
What
true,
is
man.
what is your wit? That is incredible.
Really low. But I'm stunningly beautiful.
Oh, man, should we talk a little bit about the characters? So Tom, we've got you as our eldest. So the Southerly siblings, we were playing siblings.
Yeah, quadruplets.
Quadruplets, all born within the same few minutes. But we've got the eldest.
Yes, the caddish eldest brother who apparently slipped out quick and first.
That's awful. I hate how you said that. But you're particularly good at. So our four
wit.
stats of reputation, wit, elegance, and intuition. You are particularly witty.
Yes, a particularly witty person, which is great to set myself up in a comedy role-playing place.
It's the magic. You can say anything. Yeah. Roll high. People in the world will be shattered.
Let's see how many laughs this is going to get.
And Mel, what have you got?
So I've wit incredibly low, elegance through the bloody
Oh,
roof.
the youngest daughter.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine it's just that trope of not even knowing.
Yeah, it's giving in my brain like Amy from Little Women, right?
Oh,
Is that
yes,
quasi correct?
yes,
Like,
yes.
I want to do the blah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Naturally. I went to NIDA for you guys, don't freak out.
Whoa.
What else? Reputation is a 12. I feel like that's quasi good.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Nothing to write home about.
You haven't disgraced yourself because I think
Yeah.
I believe our oldest brother his reputation is so low just because you're a cad,
Yeah.
you're a womanizer, you've disgraced
boy.
the family.
Yeah, I've got a 4 reputation, so
Yeah.
I've done some bad shit, apparently. I'm the 1800 equivalent of being cancelled.
I can't wait to find out what you got cancelled. And Mark, you're our youngest brother.
I'm the youngest brother. My name is Theodore von Strudel Southerly.
On Strudel, German influence.
Sure. I didn't realise that. Of course, that's so German.
What's your highest stat?
My highest is reputation. My reputation is everything.
Impeachable.
Yes, I was the youngest.
Unimpeachable.
Youngest by choice. I let the rest of my...
In the womb.
In the womb, I said, of course,
After
please,
you.
darlings, after you. I fashioned my mother's umbilical cord into a hat. And when it came out, I said, very good job, Mum. Lovely to see you. You must have been working hard.
Immediate brownie points with your poor mother having
Yeah.
given birth to quadruplets.
And then I walked around the room like this, tipping my hat.
Fantastic.
Yeah, my reputation is everything. Wow. I wouldn't even talk to a woman unless they begged me to.
And Sam. What?
I am the oldest daughter, so I'm very familiar with the book, a book.
Quite bookish.
But yeah, I'm very bookish. Don't ask me what books I'm reading, but I'm very bookish. And my name is Alice.
Alice.
That is my name.
Oh,
and
sweet
my
Alice.
reputation is bad. I think I've got a 6 for reputation.
Oh,
but
what are you good at?
extremely high in intuition, which
Oh.
I can't wait to play when I try and read people's minds in an era I know nothing about.
I think you could get all the little juicy details.
This is true.
Who loves who is secretly feuding,
Yes.
who is completely checked out.
Yep.
I did forget to mention my name.
Oh, please.
IDK if important, but it's Daphne Trottlecock Sutherland.
Daphne.
Daphne Trottlecock.
Yeah, Trottlecock, that's
Realise we're drinking middle names.
TTL.
Beautiful.
We've got Daphne, we've got Alice, we've got
Theodore.
Theodore.
Von Strudel.
Theodore von Strudel.
Don't miss on the Trottlecock.
I've
Just
got
making
Trottlecock
sure.
down. And Tom.
Eobard.
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 Eobard Sutherland.
Sounds evil.
Yeah.
Does.
It really does.
Eobard.
Definitely wrote that down phonetically.
All right, so as we have our characters here, as we all have a familiarity with who we're playing, we will descend down upon a beautiful English manor house. We see perfectly trimmed gardens and kept florals. We see ivy growing over the side of the buildings. We see countless servants, groundskeepers, nameless individuals that are at the behest of the Sutherly family. And we see a beautiful garden scene, a breakfast of just the members of the family. You see your mama and papa, the Lord and Lady Sutherly. Lord Reginald Sutherly is reading a newspaper broad across the table, obscuring pretty much everything in front of him and his plate. You see the lady of the house, Lady Amelia Sutherly, your mama, just delicately keeping an eye on each of you to make sure that your manners, your table presence is prim and proper. And you see the head butler of the house. A butler who has been around since your birth to your older age, your elderly age of 1 and 20 as you are now.
Not long left.
As he sort of shaky hands moves between each of you, placing small pastries, pouring your tea, muttering as he does. It's a shame we have the good jam. We don't have any good jam at the moment. It's such a shame. And you see
How I wish he would die.
Theodore, no.
I'm sorry, Mama.
No.
He's elderly and he makes me sick to my
You
stomach.
mustn't say such wicked things.
How much must we suffer the bad jam, Mama?
I know it's been such a terrible spring so far. We haven't been able to secure any fine jams.
I'm sorry, Mama. Let me do a dance for you to make you happy again.
Theodore, please. Can you please hit me with an elegance of 3 for this fine dance?
I got a 9.
You got a 9. It's an easy audience. Your whole family, the Sutherly family, start dancing and joyful. You see even the butler sort of places down a silver tray and starts slowly clapping out of time.
Well, I couldn't upset my mama. My reputation is everything.
And you see your father just going, yes, a very good dance. Of course.
What are you reading, Father, in that book?
Well, that's a newspaper.
Does it
I know, but books come in many. They're all books to
Dear
me.
Alice, I suppose.
That is a gigantic book. Or it should be a book.
Oh, sister, you really are quite daft.
I know newspapers might be temporary, but that should be printed forever. That should be made into a book, Father.
I suppose.
Why do I sound 85?
Dear Alice, I suppose it is, a newspaper is nothing but a very thin and very temporary book.
What are you reading in the newspaper?
I am reading the
Papa?
news. There's news overseas of this trouble in the Americas.
What of the war?
It seems I reckon England will win and they won't be independent.
Very good. Can you pass it to the butler, please? Pass the newspaper to the butler.
Papa.
And the butler struggles.
Fuck my drag.
No, I'll say you say Papa, but the butler sort of takes it, and you can see just even the thin sheets of paper weigh upon the butler. He goes, he does pass it over to you. But what were you going to say?
I was going to say, Papa, when will I learn to read?
Daphne Trottlecock, you sweet thing. Well, and he looks at your mama says, but it's just so quaint that you don't know. I believe that books, and sort of sneaking a side eye over Alice, they poison the minds of women.
No, they do not. Books are absolutely wonderful, and I read 100 a day.
Yes, well,
100? 100 a day.
Is 106 and 1?
And Daphne never has been right since that bump on the head.
No, she has not. I have been reading her books, you see, but she doesn't understand them at all.
Ever since...
I actually had nothing.
Ever since she was in the stables with the horses and it gave that firm kick to her...
But the doctor assured us she is sound of mind. But perhaps it is not. It is best to be tested.
Yes, I've been teaching how to read, but completely wrong, as a joke.
So you are undoing my good work of trying to teach her how to read.
Yes.
Eobard, you are too wicked.
We should go horse riding later.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, you stay away from...
Daphne, why don't you spell horse?
Horse.
No. We shall not have spelling at the breakfast table. We are civilized now. We cannot let the other families hear of such business. So as you're sort of flipping through the newspaper, by the way, one eye on the conversation, another sort of drawn to the words, you see a few sort of key pieces of information. There's blah 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 stuff about the Napoleonic War chipping up, boring stuff. But then you flip back to the back pages, some more of the local news, and you see that a local Lord John Battling, has recovered from his bout of mania, which you heard, and is now permitting his family and his daughter to partake in the balls of the forthcoming season. His daughter, Jane Battling, is particularly thrilled to be a part of this, as she has been withheld from high society from recent years. Another sort of key piece of information that sort of catches your eye, but perhaps it glances off as you're not that interested in some of these things, but you see another Lord Henry Cliffwood, has returned from his time abroad and moved into the Cliffwood estate. And this catches your eye for the reason that the Cliffwood estate is but mere miles away from your own. As you're sort of here, you see the sort of flustered, this is particularly raucous breakfast, and you see the Butler Cartwright, has sort of shuffled back to the house and come back forth, and he has a terribly sad look on his face. You see he, as he approaches, he has a silver tray and a small bell sitting on the tray. And as he sort of shuffles nearer, you see your mama and papa look at each other. Oh no. And you see him, but we knew this time would come. Oh, children. I'm so sorry. And the butler says, I'm simply mastering the bell. The Duchess commands it so. And you see your mama and papa in an act of extreme PDA hold each other's hands. And the butler...
in the bedroom. Worm.
Disgusting indeed.
Do you want to give me a wit roll of 2 on your parents?
Oh.
Got to be in the tray. 5. They released the grip. That act of solidarity gone.
I thought they were about to start fucking.
It's disgusting.
The bell is rung by your butler, and your mama says, That was the bell of the Duchess, your grandmother, and I know you have not seen her very often, for she is often just kept in her chambers due to her old fragility, but she has instructed us that bell means that today you shall go meet her and be at her behest. She is a domineering woman as the master of this family. The Duchess, she can do terrible things, but even worse so when we try to disobey her. So whatever she has summoned you for, please obey. Alice, was there something?
What, sorry?
Was there something you wanted to say?
No. I was going to say, has she died? But no, we're just going to visit her bedside.
Please.
Okay.
And you are ushered.
Have we ever met Grandma before? We've never met her.
You've probably met her like sparingly throughout your lives as you're sort of led up through the garden and into the house. Like, I'd say you could count on one hand the times that you've seen her.
What's her name, sorry?
Her name. We wouldn't know. The Duchess, Catherine Sutherly.
Catherine.
But you potentially would not speak of her first name. You've probably seen her more times through like the high window of one of the houses from outside as she sort of peers down at you. As you're brought inside and up to her bedchambers, the door opens, the dust through this room. You see flickering candles at her bedside, sort of sheer curtains letting in only the faintest of light to illuminate this place.
Yes.
And you see her at her bedside, illustriously put together, the most ornate brooches of gold and silver with rubies and emeralds encrusted into them. She is ornate on a pillow like a crown jewel being put before a king. As you shuffle to the side, she goes, "Oh, well. Took your time answering my bell, did you, children?"
Yes.
I'd like to help.
I think brooches are a very impractical thing to be wearing in bed, Grandmama.
Also, it's a large estate. It takes but 20 minutes to walk from the garden to the house.
Impetuous children. You think that you can cut through me like this, Alice, but I've been watching you your whole life. I know you are a shallow and thin veil of utter insecurity and sorrow. I've seen how you bury your nose into those books.
That is so offensive because I know what all of those words mean, unlike Daphne, and that cuts me deeply.
I sweep in front of my siblings and grab Duchess by the hand and say, "Duchess Sutherland, might I say your brooch is looking dashing, and you make a striking silhouette as you peer through the window, staring at us all."
I push in front of my brother and the Duchess, and I say, "You two should kiss."
Can you make a wit of, this is going to be really high, can you do a wit of 16 to see if you can charm your grandmother?
17.
Oh. She like cups it. She looks like she's going to strike you, and then it softens the thing, and then as you whisper, it looks like you're going to kiss the sort of the withered. Actually, I'll give you
the trembles.
give me a wit of 6 to see if you can like break her a little bit, because she has just shown a vulnerable moment. 3. So
absolutely
as she sort of pulls it back, she goes, "I would insult you, my dear, but I feel like it would be water off a duck's back, much as the rain hits the windows and I stay dry."
Well, I say, first of all, she does not know what a window is, so do not insult her. But secondly, my reputation is everything. I will not have Irbad be Grandmama's favorite. So I sweep in, take off her shoes, and go to wash her feet.
Do not do the servant's work, fool.
Oh.
But I will say, would you like to do an elegance for this? You try to make this an elegance thing. I'll say this is going to be really high. This is going to be like a 16. She's been moved around.
I got a 3.
Oh.
Yes, she kicks at you as you try to like get underneath the like bedcloths that she's lying under. She like kicks you away, and she goes, "It is time. You are all growing foul upon the vine. At the old age of 21, you have failed to secure a match to further the southerly line."
Oh, but I've been trying so hard, Grandmama.
And I have not been trying at all.
You have all been living in the luxury of my fortune. You have been sleeping, eating, dancing even in the gardens of my wealth. And it is time that you did something to earn it. This year is the last year that there shall be a single southerly sibling that is unwed. This year you shall each find a match, or be cut off, cut out of my fortune and cast upon the streets of London.
But literally, how am I going to afford my dresses?
Piece it together, dear. Piece it together. You must find a match. However,
It's like American Pie. You see, by the end of this summer, we promise that we'll all be married.
No,
do not speak of revolutionaries.
If I'm being completely honest, I think you should grab a big piece of a big
Go, girl.
a massive, gigantic piece of scissors and cut me loose from this entire plan.
A piece
'Cause
of scissors?
A piece of scissors. I read it in a very important book of different ways to make sentences, and I am going to be cut loose from this plan because I will not be wed because I am married to my intelligence. So thank you, Grandmama.
I'll say, can you give me an intuition roll?
Yep.
Can you give me an intuition roll of 4?
9.
9. So even if you say this, you get a sense that you're like speaking to like a true feeling in your heart of
Yep.
knowing like, I don't need this, I don't want this.
Yep.
This is being put upon me. I don't want this society and its standards.
Yep.
But you know that without the southerly fortune,
Yes.
like your intellect knows,
Yep.
without the southerly fortune, you will be cooked
Yep.
in this world.
Yep.
So even just letting you know that is sitting in the back of your mind, even as your heart says,
Gorgeous.
this is horrid news. She goes, there is one more thing. That it is the last year that any of you shall be unwed. However, only one of you shall receive the blessing of being my heir. The one I deem by the end of the year that has the best match.
Beautiful. So everyone else should probably pack up their stuff and you and I should have a chat. Grandmama.
Indeed, for it shall be I, sister. I shall be the one to get married. I'm going to marry so hard for you, Grandma.
Yes, coming from a filthy cad who wants to get his wick wet at every possible opportunity, it shall be I, the virgin
What?
amongst
The
us.
one who washes Grandmama's feet in
Only
a dirty
because I
basin.
love her the most.
No, it shall be I, the slut of the group, who is so hot and not much else.
You do look beautiful in that chocolate brown, Daphne, and I'm not too proud to say that.
Good luck finding a match when you can't stop bleeding from your nose every 10 to 15 minutes.
Maybe some eligible suitors might like blood and like blood play.
Yes, the vampiric
That's the
ones
thing.
about them.
Pardon?
I don't know.
Yes, I think there are some handsome horses in the stable that might be interested in
Children.
Daphne's not marrying a horse.
Sorry, Nonna, go on.
Carry on, yeah.
I love. We do have like. It is such a like every European Regency royal blood has filtered into this family.
I spent the summer on the Amalfi Coast. Forgive me. My words forget me.
Now, as you know, everybody in London is bisexual.
Absolutely.
So progressive.
At a minimum. So you shall have no trouble finding eligible suitors. However, I grow tired of your simpering, mewling, worries, and bickering. I bid you leave my chambers until I summon you again, but you have but 1 year.
I shall do you proud, Grandmama. You're going to be so proud of me, your eldest grandson.
I shall do you prouder, funnily enough. Your youngest grandson. On your feet, I kiss
Oh,
you.
well, I will kiss your hand.
I kiss your other
Can
feet.
you both do, this is both an elegance roll, and we're just going to see who gets higher.
I got a 9.
7.
Okay, so there seems that the kiss to the feet, she goes, oh,
My lips are softer than yours. You've always known that.
I wish you to leave.
Yes, Grandma.
And you are all ushered out into the hallway by the butler. And the butler says, I feel like I shouldn't have heard that. I shall go make myself busy, children. And he like leaves to go downstairs. And you're just in the hallway for a moment. Together, alone. What are you doing?
Holy smokes, gang. This is it, the year we finally get hitched. Not together.
Not together. Although at this time, it probably would be fine. During this period.
It took 10 minutes. It took 10 minutes before they were like, let's just marry each other.
If we did, then 2 of us would become heirs. Our chances would increase by 2. Now.
But then you risk, perhaps, the that those that don't get married will get the fortune by getting a better match from someone else.
This is true.
All about the best match.
And little do you know, I already have a match.
Who? Daphne, you don't have a match?
Shaggy.
It's a secret.
Is it the horse that kicked you?
No, I'll tell you later.
I'll tell you all this.
Tell me.
It's definitely going to be me who is Grandmama's favorite and will find the best match. But I promise you all a nice piece of the pie once she gives me my inheritance.
Oh, it shall be I who enjoys the piece of pie and shares such crumbs with you, siblings, for it will be I who is to be wed. I'm the man about town. Everyone knows me, and when they see me, they'll be wondering why there's not a ringy on my fingy.
Yes, with your reputation, I'm sure.
You can all battle it out for who gets first to get married, but I don't really care at all, and I don't have a plan in my back pocket.
Because you're going to go and invent pants for women.
I'm absolutely going to invent pants. I will not sit around here and pretend to find a beard in this family to pretend and to get married to someone that
beard?
A beard. I was trying to do the
Are you a
reference.
dyke?
Yeah. No. Daphne, I told you that in confidence. God,
You're looking for a beard? There's one right here.
I don't understand how someone that can't read books can remember such an important thing that I told you in confidence that time down at the lake. Daphne, shut up.
I will suck and
I
fuck
am
whoever
not
I
a lesbian.
need to be Grandmama's number one. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, we all want to suck and fuck for Grandma.
That is foul.
And Alice, don't pretend like you're not going to be jealous when we're all out there meeting people and hobnobbing with the hoi polloi.
Yes, and Alice, don't pretend that you don't feel a tingle in your jeans that you haven't invented yet, but you will.
That's right. We've all seen you tingle in your jeans when you think no one's looking.
Alice, you shall be wed. You shall be wed.
I shall be wed.
You
Oh,
shall
wed.
be wed.
Wed.
No, he said wet.
Wet. I shall be hopefully wet when I am wed, but I do not want to be wed unless I'm wet at the same time. And at the moment, I don't feel wet. I feel dry at this plan.
You see, this one of the servants, like the maids in the corner of the room, just faints and collapses to the ground at the conversation that's occurring. And like another servant comes and just drags her by the feet out of the room.
And then I say, I agree, servant. It's pretty fucked jam that we're eating in this house. Do you agree?
Can you please make a wit roll to try and revive? This is only going to be a 3.
All right. 5.
You see them as you sort of reach out this opportunity for them to save face. She goes, "Yes, the jam. It was the jam that felled me, not the foul language." As she goes and stands up, and like she's just got to be here listening to you waiting. But you revived her
Beautiful.
with your witty jest.
Wow.
Good on me.
There was mention of do you mind reminding me about Penny someone? Penny the...
So
What's that name
in
again?
the news,
In the news, yeah.
In the news, you had Lord John Battling has recovered, and Jane Battling, his daughter, is allowed onto the season this year. And Lord Henry Cliffwood, has returned from his time abroad and moved essentially next door. Which, interesting. You hear a loud, which you know to be the bell for the front door. And you are all sort of like along the hall around some corners, and you're able to sort of shuffle up through the series of ornate doorways, get a slight peep and good hearing at the door as you see the elderly butler, Mr. Cartwright. He has stacked upon his hands all of the fineries of breakfast, insisting that he is the one to carry the good silver, but it is still sort of like half-eaten food and drinks on them, and he's struggling. My goodness, what a day, and no jam. And he reaches, and he like opens the door, and as the door sort of swings open, a bluster of wind hits the door and knocks him back, and and he falls in a way that's sort of like a little bit like, oh, for like seeing an elderly person fall. And at the doorway is a dashing gentleman. He has sort of dark features stands with a refinement, but as sort of seeing this elderly man drop, you see an immediate shock of aghast across his face as he goes, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry," and he stumbles forward and quickly, "Please, oh you poor thing, was that me? I'm so sorry." And the butler's sort of like on his back like a turtle, like, "No, I watch for the wind, my greatest enemy," as the butler is sort of like helped up by this.
I would like to immediately run over to this gentleman, spin around, and grab his hand.
Okay, I will say as you do it, you notice that, because you're not the only person running to him, dashing past you in the hallway, you see your mother, Lady Amelia. She moves past you as you're dashing to grab his hand. You see your mother turns to you and goes, "Oh, that's fine, my dear. I can receive the guests of the house."
Okay. Okay.
Unless you, I just feel I cannot leave him to Mr. Cartwright, and I feel like there's a fey mood about the house this morning with all of you children.
Something's not quite right. You're lying.
Do you say? Can you give me an intuition?
Yep.
Give me an intuition of 8 to read your mama.
20.
20. If you roll the highest number on the dice, everyone. If you roll the highest number on the dice, you get to roll again and add it together.
Oh, all right. Many rules. 8.
8. So at a 28, you see through your mother. You can tell that she is especially nervous as to your reputation at the moment, given that you immediately reading her whole expression.
Yep.
She knew that what the Duchess was gathering you for this morning.
Yes.
B, she is fearful that none of you will get married.
Yep.
And have to be cast out. And C, she desperately wants to get to this man because this man, the look back and forth, is an extremely eligible bachelor, and you are able to identify instantly that this is Lord Henry Cliffwood.
And then I saunter up to Lord Henry Cliffwood.
Yeah.
Can
Okay.
I do that?
As you're all, you can do whatever. I say
I can do whatever I want.
You're all, but your mama is running. So and you are running up, and you are sauntering over. So your mama is there first, and you are both behind. You can linger in the shadows if you'd like, or step out. But as she goes to greet, she goes, "Oh, my lord, it is wonderful to meet you, sir. Is there anything that I might be able to do for you?" And you see all the siblings that you come
And
up.
I go,
Can you give me an elegance of, just give me an elegance of 3. Just don't hit a 1 or a 2. Yeah.
4.
4. Okay, so you wave, you don't embarrass yourself with an immediate...
And then I do this. Well, I best be off to go and hang out and kiss my mirror. And then I walk off.
I'll say you can use that 4 for that.
Yeah,
As he goes,
good.
"Oh, wow.
I want to try and charm him with a bit of a joke, or just
Yeah.
try and I
Okay.
say, never mind the butler Cartwright. He has but the strength of a wafer.
You want to make a wit roll here?
Yes.
Give me a wit of 6.
2.
2. He goes, "Oh, the poor man though, he just fell down," and he's helping him up. And she goes, "Oh, sorry. May I introduce my children? This is Theodore von Strudel. He is a wonderful individual. One of my youngest son. Just leaving us is Alice. Alice.
Hello.
Oh, she's still going. She's still walking away. And I don't see. Have you sort of stayed in the shadows? And this is my son. This is my son, Eobard.
Good morning.
And my daughter, Daphne Trottlecock.
And Daphne's being a pick-me girl in the corner and pretending that she doesn't care.
Or can you give me an elegance? Can you give me an elegance of, I'll say it's a, what do you want to do with this? Do you just want to grab his attention?
Yeah, I would love for him to notice me and to go, "Who's that mysterious girl who doesn't care about me?"
Okay, that's going to be a 12.
Whoa, okay. 17.
Oh my god. Who's that mysterious young one in the corner? And
And then
what is
she
her name?
just kind of goes,
Yes, that's
Fully turns away from
Daphne. That's Daphne Trottlecock, my youngest daughter. And he blushes. He blushes even. He goes, I have a letter that I was hoping that perhaps you would receive. And your mother goes, Of course. Oh, it's from you. And he goes, yes.
And then I quickly
There
call
was
out.
this Hugh Grant type guy who rented our home.
And then I quickly call out from the top of the staircase, may it be noted that I also don't care too, because I've gone off to my bedroom. But I'm listening from the top of the staircase, but I also don't care what's in that letter.
Okay.
And then I...
Also a 12 for elegance. Also a 12 for elegance with your 4-sided dice.
Elegance. With the yellow dice.
So 4. So you roll again. Roll again because you hit the highest number.
4. Roll
And you roll
again.
again.
Roll
Roll
again.
I
again.
might just be
Number?
throwing it in.
Yeah.
2.
So you did it. So that's 10. Unfortunately, just too short. That was insane. You really pushed the boundaries of your elegance right to the limit. But unfortunately, it's like with the wind rushing, he can just barely hear you. He goes, there's like a strange echo in this house.
Dad.
Poor Alex.
And he seems to bow as he like looks back and forth to you. And Tom, is there anything?
Yeah, I feel intimidated by this other bachelor, so while all this is going on, I'm going to pull out from my breast pocket like a comically large pipe, like a really big long pipe, and make a whole show out of kind of stuffing it and then lighting it and kind of harumphing while I do it.
This would be, I would say this is a reputation, this is like a status play. I'd say this is a reputation play. Can you give me a reputation you're trying to like sort of...
Kind of like Big Dog Gimp.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you give me a reputation of 6?
2.
2. It is a comically large pipe. As you go to, as the butler stands and goes to light it for you and draw it in, it is a cacophony of smoke in this chamber, and he can barely see your face.
Yes, very good.
A delight to meet your children. Thank you so much, Lady Southerly. And please, if you could send back a reply post haste, I would much appreciate it. And he bows to each of you and to the echoey stairwell, and he leaves.
Yep.
And your mother quickly unwraps the letter, and his name is Lord Henry Cliffwood.
Lord Henry Cliffwood.
She unwraps the letter, and she, oh, and you see a single tear drip down her cheek, and she goes, some blessings truly are curses. What a terrible choice. And as she sort of like pats her eyes, I was going to say you spot and read it, but you just see unintelligible scribbles.
Mama, what is this
I
gross
need
display
it
of
in picture book
emotion?
format.
It seems that Lord Henry Cliffwood is lacking accompaniment to the Wycliffe ball next week and has asked if any of my children would accompany him, and it is just an impossible choice. As a mother, I simply can't. No mother has made a more difficult choice than this.
I'll go.
I tell you what, it is not for me to decide, it is for you. I will allow you four, Alice.
I come back down the stairs.
Stomping. You've like stopped trying to float and be elegant, and you're
now
like
I'm just like-
your natural walk is completely like all heels.
Heaven
that's
from
very
your
awful.
brain.
And
So I'm back with the group now.
yeah, you're all back together. I'll say you're in one of like the drawing rooms.
Beautiful.
Like, and the letter's sort of been left, and indeed it says that one of you must be picked. And your mother says, she leaves the room, she goes, please, I'll allow you to sign the name of which of you shall go. And she like quickly drafts a letter in reply saying like, of course, one of my children would be delighted to go. Blank will accompany you. And she like leaves it on the table and she goes, oh my goodness, I need to lie down. And she leaves the room to go to the room that has many chaiselongs in for her to lounge upon, which is if there's couches that are just like long and then a bump.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know a chaise lounge.
Okay.
Yeah.
We all know what a chaiselong is.
How important is it that we understand what a chaise lounge is?
Pivotal.
Okay.
It's pivotal.
Endgame room.
So what would you like to do?
Well, brothers, sisters.
Yes.
Only one of us can go to the. What was the name of the ball?
It is the Wycliffe Ball. The Wycliffes are like a big family, but you know they hold the kickoff ball at the start of the year, like in spring. They hold like and it's quite an
spring
important
fling.
event. Yeah.
Spring fling.
Yeah.
How shall we decide?
Yes.
I believe it should be me. I have the best reputation of us all.
Why?
I wish not to well, I just explained it.
Oh.
I was, as when you said why, I had explained it.
Beautiful. Sometimes I zone out when you're talking. If I'm being on a sponge strudel,
Oh,
man.
Alice, you're a bit of a bitch, aren't you?
I believe that it should be me, as I am the most elegant of them all. Ha!
Can I get an elegance roll? Can I get an elegance of 10?
Sure can. How's the 16?
16. So that ha was like this perfect melodic pitch that like harmonizes with a chiming clock in the background at the same time.
Beautiful.
Even I'm starting to fall in love.
I love when you're an alto to the clock, Daphne. It really brightens my day.
What if we solve this problem the way we used to as children, and I start pulling off one of my gloves? A slap-about.
A slap-about sounds
slap-about.
absolutely perfect.
The winner of the slap-about gets to attend the Wycliffe Ball.
Yes.
And dear brother, remind me what a slap is.
Well, we each remove a
What a
glove.
slap is! What a slap! I give you in high society don't make sense. Sorry. Continue.
You remember a slap, sister? It's sort of like what that horse did to you.
Hit your head.
And we slap each other, and whoever's capillaries burst first
Yes.
loses.
I would like to point out that my nose bleeds every 10 minutes, so I think I've got a good shot.
Yes, it does, and it's coming from your brain.
Right, well, who'll be first to slap?
Again, the clock chimes.
I'm happy to receive the first slapping
Yes.
since I suggested it.
Correct.
Please give me your best slap-about.
Why is everyone looking at me? I thought we all did it at once.
Is that how? I can't remember how it works. I've been slapped so many times.
been so long.
The memory's been beaten out of my brain.
It's almost as if we never determined the rules of slap-about.
No,
as
we
much
all-
as we just slapped each other.
We all
I feel we should actually not do an old-fashioned game of slap about. It should be determined based on intelligence. So we should do a quiz. And
I love that idea.
Well, why don't we slap each other and you two perform a quiz?
Beautiful.
Okay, so we'll start with the boys, I guess, hitting each other. I'll say,
Don't hold back.
given this is duel-esque behavior,
Yes.
can we get a competing reputation rolls?
Oh no, that's terrible. Yours is great. 3.
11.
11. I'd say whilst you a cad have been like happily gallivanting about, you are so bruised from the hits of scorned lovers that you're easily able to find a bruise.
And
across
I break your jaw.
it. But it quickly dislocates, relocates
Yes, on the
back
slap
into place.
back.
Yes.
Dislocate, put it back.
And your slap that you do is just like, unfortunately, you're still weakened by the pain as it slaps across by this deeply unfair competition. As we are talking of deeply unfair competitions, the quiz that is constructed.
Absolutely. Why don't one of our brothers give us a very hard question, and whoever can answer it will win the quiz?
And is it all right if the question is about love and connection?
Of course.
And not
Absolutely.
facts of the world?
I'm very comfortable to do a quiz on love and connection because that is also something I'm very good at. Hit it, boys.
Okay, what is the number one way to woo an eligible bachelor?
Okay, and if you could both give me, I would say, intuition rolls.
8.
3.
3. So I'd say, whilst you may not be able to accomplish it, you know what to do, you just can't pull it off. You can pull off anything, but you have no idea what to do. So what is the answer? How do
I
you
know
woo?
what to say, but I can't pull off how I say it.
Yeah, or like it's like the person who's like maybe like a great I'm just saying generally.
No, please.
But generally, like, you'd be able to know all the perfect steps to a ballroom dance.
Yep.
But you have never taken to the floor.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But so any answer you give, though, here will be correct for how to woo an eligible bachelor.
Beautiful. To woo an eligible bachelor, you stand in front of them, and then you slowly move your lips towards their lips until both of them open like a trapdoor, and then you stick one tongue out, leave it in for 10 seconds, remove, and swiftly exit.
Yes,
Very
you've read.
good, Alice. Very good.
Thank you, that's what I've
You've read the manual for eligible ladies. Perfect pashing.
The Perfect Pashing novel by
I'm over here taking
Jane
notes.
Eyre.
What do you think is the perfect way?
Please, Daphne, we're all dying.
Pulling a Samuel draw. Like, you know what to do physically, but you've got nothing.
I think in order to get the perfect guy, what we all have to do is really feel it.
Yes,
And Daphne, and please don't stop there. You're on a roll.
And on top of that, if you can wear a corset, that's good.
My God, Daphne.
Okay.
So we have our finalists. We have our finalists over here.
Slap off.
Yes. Now I slap off.
Well, no, as in you collectively. This isn't me. You collectively have whittled it down. You have 2 winners, but you have 1 name left to write on this list.
Well, why don't
But
we...
who won?
Yes, who
won.
decided?
You won.
Who decided that?
the everyone clapped for hers. And for you, everyone
barely
went,
gave an answer, Daphne.
everyone was confused.
Come and put an arm around you, Mike. I'm sorry.
You said words, they resembled a sentence, but not an answer.
But Daphne thrives on vibe.
She does thrive on vibe, but when told to trying to explain it to
Alice.
someone else for a quiz, it was
Yes.
a quiz you were asked to do.
Alice,
Yes, Theodore.
to decide whose name gets on this piece of paper and
Yes.
goes to the board, perhaps we take to the high wire.
I absolutely know what a high wire is. What's a high wire?
It's a wire that is strung
seven-
high.
Oh, like literally like
we
Like a
Yes.
Yeah, tightrope.
yeah,
tightrope. Oh,
tightrope.
beautiful.
The servants come in.
I thought it
and
was a
they
metaphor.
start,
Beautiful.
They start pinning upon metal hooks upon the wall a thin rope that comes across, and you see the butler says, "We haven't put out the high wire since you were children."
Yes.
Oh, how I love to watch the high wire of brother and sister.
I did spend a summer working in the circus, so good luck to you.
Well, I have had 1 class as a ballerina, and I think my ballerina feet remain, so I shall be fine too, Theodore.
Well, we shall see.
Beautiful.
This will be a competing elegance roll to see who can thrive most on the high wire.
We both got those like opera binoculars.
Yeah.
Even though it's same room, opera binoculars.
What did you get?
I got a 6.
Well, I got a 2.
You got a 2. So neither of you are particularly incredible at the high wire, but you spend a good 30 seconds back and forth going before you dismount, thinking, I did a pretty good job, I did not fall.
Yes.
And then your brother, Theodore, leaps upon the high wire and with a tremendous dance and back and forth, bounces, flips, a shimmy. Unfortunately, even you, as you join the rest of your siblings with your opera goggles looking forth, you can behold that Theodore von Strudel has won this contest.
That was a fair win.
Bravo,
Teddy,
Theodore.
bravo.
As much as I enjoy the victory, it's never great to beat my brothers and sisters. who I
Except
love.
for when you do beat them literally.
Except for when I actually hit them and dislocate their jaw. But I always make sure to put it back.
Yes, well, your year in that Budapest circus has really paid off.
Yes,
Teddy.
it did.
Didn't we all have fun when we went to go see the Budapest
Didn't we
circus
just,
last
didn't we
year?
just? And we abandoned Theodore there. How good was that?
So it's Theodore then?
It's Theodore.
Theodore,
That-
as you write the name and you hear your mama, who must have been listening at the window, comes in. Oh, it is so wonderful, children. Gather close, in hugging distance, but not hugging. I would like to say that I'm very proud of you. As my mother, the Duchess, tries to split you apart, it is wonderful to see you work together to find fair ways to live life, to distribute. And if there's anything I can do to help any of you, you know that I always shall.
Absolutely. I think you can probably find 3 more bachelors.
Can I have some money?
And
You already have the bachelor. You don't need money as well.
Well, you know,
Now you're being greedy,
Just to
Theodore.
go buy a new suit or something.
As you say, I'm sure it'll be easy to find 3 more bachelors. You see all the colour drain from her face as she sees
Mama?
the rest of the 3 of you.
There are no bachelors left.
No. And she collapses, and that is where we will end episode 1 of a Trope RPG. Siblings and Suitors! On the next episode of Trope RPG, the time comes. The Wycliffe Ball.
I went to the archives, I looked him up, and he's got dead parents. And he's rich as fuck, that's what I wrote down.
And are you sure to sign it with, and I don't know what my name is?
Yes, that's perfect.
Of course, my... After thinking about your poem for some time,
Yes.
I worry somewhat that perhaps you are
Say it.
using me.
How dare you?
Sir Marmaduke, a dance, that would be my pleasure.
We could run away together, perhaps.
I'm down for that.
And he pulls from his pocket, he goes,
A gun!
I know it is so sudden, but I can already tell. I wish to know everything about you.